Prime Minister Modi, Sri Lankan Premier Rajapaksa meet in Delhi, vow to combat terrorism, strengthen bilateral ties. Assam remembers Veer Silarai on his 510th birth anniversary. Chief Minister Sonowal says there's no threat to people's identity. Chief Justice of India advocates law to make mediation mandatory ahead of litigation. Left organizes tribal rally in Tripura against amended Citizenship Act. And in under-19 cricket, Indian Colts set a 178-run target for Bangladesh at Potchefstroom in South Africa. Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Sangeeta Bhattacharjee. Now with the details. In national news first, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has conveyed to the visiting Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, Mahinda Rajapaksa, that New Delhi expects Colombo to fulfill expectations of Tamil people in Sri Lanka for equality, justice, peace and respect. Modi said stability, security and prosperity in Sri Lanka is not only in India's interest, but also in the interest of the entire Indian Ocean region. He was talking to media persons after holding talks with Rajapaksa in New Delhi. In their talks, the two prime ministers also decided to strengthen and deepen cooperation in combating terrorism. They also deliberated upon the entire gamut of bilateral relations and resolved to further boost trade and investment. Modi said India has been a trusted partner in Sri Lanka's development and will continue to assist the country in its journey for peace and development. Mahinda Rajapaksa thanked Modi for his priority to neighbourhood-first policy.
I want to thank Prime Minister Modi for his government's neighbourhood first policy and the priority that he attached to relations with Sri Lanka. We agree that our cooperation is multifaceted, with the priority given to a number of areas, including security, economy.
In more national news, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said the government will continue to engage with stakeholders in industry to fulfill Prime Minister's vision of a new India. Interacting with trade and industry representatives in Kolkata on Budget 2020 today, she said the government's role will be that of a facilitator. The minister said the government will continue to take steps for effective governance with ease of doing business. She said the vision of New India will be successful with initiatives in entrepreneurial and digital India arena. Sitharaman also said there is scope to map the bank ATM in areas where demand and viability of its setup are possible.
Really gives space for the spirit of entrepreneurship which has been ingrained in our society, especially when Prime Minister's New India wants to benefit from the technologies available, wants to use technology more.
Moving on to Northeast now, in Assam, Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal today reiterated his oft-repeated assurance that come what may, his government is committed to safeguarding the culture and identity of the people of the state. Speaking at ITI ground, Bongaigaon, on the occasion of the Veer Silarai Dibok, Sonowal called upon the people to strengthen the bond of unity among them, emulating the great general. He presented Veer Silarai Award to Arjuna Bhogeshwar Borua and released a souvenir published on the occasion. State Tourism Minister Sandan Brahma and Food and Civil Supplies Minister Fanibukhan Chaudhary also addressed the gathering. Along with the rest of the state, people of Kamrup Rural District also paid rich tributes to Bir Silarai on his 510th birth anniversary. Different programs were held at Silarai Park in Amingaon, Silarai Bhavan in Rongia, Borwajani in Kamalpur and Boko. In Amingaon, a program jointly organized by Kamrup District Administration and Hodo Hom Kusras Pongki Khonmiloni at Kamakya Temple, where statues of King Naranarayan and Bir Silarai were garlanded by Deputy Commissioner Kamal Kumar Basha and other officials and leaders.
আজি মহাবীৰ শিলাৰাই দেৱৰ 510তম জন্ম জয়ন্তী আৰু আজি আমি আমিনগাঁৱত আমি শৰাইঘাট উদ্যানৰ সমীপত শৰাইঘাট থলীৰ সমীপত আমাৰ মহাবীৰ বিশ্বজয়ী শিলাৰাই দেৱৰ যি আমাৰ উদ্যান তাত আমি এই জন্ম জয়ন্তী আমি
Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde has stressed the need to have a comprehensive law on making pre-litigation mediation mandatory. He said it would ensure efficiency and reduce the time of pendency for parties as well as courts. Speaking at the 3rd International Conference organized by the Indian Council of Arbitration (ICA) and the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry (FICCI) on Saturday, Justice Bobde said the time is ripe to devise such a law. The Chief Justice of India said that though arbitration is the most preferred mode of privately resolving a big range of disputes today, it is done at the cost of mediation and conciliation, which is faster and less expensive. He said arbitration and mediation are deeply embedded in dispute resolution mechanisms in India's commercial practices and social life. In Manipur, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh said hard work will always pay off if one focuses on what one wants to achieve. Speaking at an interaction session with the scholars of the Chief Minister's coaching scheme for civil service aspirants held at GM Hall, Imphal today, the Chief Minister said the purpose of getting education is not to go after government jobs but to become a responsible citizen. The primary objective of the present government is to fulfill the aspirations of the people. He said the government has implemented human-oriented schemes such as CHMT for people's welfare. Around 1.5 lakh families have been benefited so far under the scheme. During the function, the students gathered introduced themselves before the Chief Minister. They expressed their gratitude to the Chief Minister and Government of Manipur for implementing such a scheme. They also shared their suggestions, opinions and grievances with the Chief Minister. In Tripura, the Ganamukti Parishad GMPR tribal wing of CPIM on Saturday held a massive rally in Agartala in support of their demands for more powers to tribal councils, inclusion of Kokborok in the 8th schedule of the Constitution and repeal of the Citizenship Amendment Act, the CAR. GMP President Jitendra Chaudhary, CPIM Politburo member and former Chief Minister Manik Sarkar and other CPIM leaders also participated in the rally. Supporters from different corners of the state joined the rally and raised their voice against the CAR. The GMP called for this statewide protest against the CAR in Tripura to let the centre know that the amended Citizenship Act is divisive, said GMP President Jitendra Chaudhary. In Nagaland, Education Minister from Manipur, Dr. T.H. Radhesham, accompanied by N. Ibungo Chobi, former president of Sainik School Imphal Alumni Association, called on State Chief Minister Nefu Rio on Saturday to discuss issues pertaining to the Sainik schools of the country, particularly in the northeastern states. Dr. Radhesham urged the Chief Minister Rio, who is also an alumnus of a Sainik school, to bring all the education ministers of the northeastern states to collectively chalk out a plan to impress upon Minister of Defence to extend financial assistance to the Sainik schools of the region. In Tripura, the first Hornbill Festival of the state began on Saturday with an objective to conserve the hornbill bird and boost the livelihood of the people through tourism. Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb inaugurated the two-day festival at Bormura Hill in West Tripura, one of the biggest hill ranges of the state, which was renamed as Hathai Kotor last month. Hathai Kotor means the big hill in Kokborok language. Deb said that with conservation of the hornbill bird, ecotourism will flourish, enriching the livelihood of the local tribes and other inhabitants of the Bormura Hill. In sports news, Bangladesh skipper Akbar Ali won the toss and put India to bat in the summit clash of the Under-19 World Cup at Potchefstroom in South Africa. Indian Coal scored 177 in their innings. India retained the 11 that had thumped Pakistan in the semi-final. Bangladesh, meanwhile, made one change, bringing back Abhishek Das, the seam bowling all-rounder, in place of Hassan Murad, the left-arm finger spinner. The weatherman says rain is likely to return and interrupt the action later in the day. In Meghalaya, the Khasi Student Union's Maushin Route Circle, led by its President Armstrong Sosang, recently dismantled an illegal toll gate at Maugru in Langdong Dai in West Khasi Hills district. Speaking to the media, Sosang said the toll gate was installed by some NGOs from Garo Hills without permission, either from the Nonglang Sirdarship or the headmen of Maugru village. The gate was set up to collect toll from the trucks carrying agricultural products and others. The KSU members, before dismantling the toll gate, met the Sardar of Nonglang as well as the headmen of Maugru and came to know that the local authorities have no knowledge about the toll gate. And finally, in Nagaland, the National Investigation Agency NIA has arrested a person in connection with a terror funding case linked to the Naga insurgent group NSCN-IM. Masa Sosang Ao, a resident of Dimapur, was arrested. Masa Sosang, a close associate of main accused Alemla Zamir, was actively involved in the transfer and mobilization of the terror funds for the NSCN-IM. He was produced before the NIA Special Court, New Delhi, and taken in police custody for further investigation. The NIA on December 20 last year had registered a case against Alemla Zamir and others under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UAPA, to probe the alleged terror financing charges linked to the militant outfit. And now we have the weather report.
Satellite imagery of the northeast shows that light rain is likely to occur at many isolated places of the region during the next 24 hours. The temperatures recorded today at some of the state capitals of the region are as follows. Guwahati recorded a maximum of 27.8 degrees Celsius, a minimum of 13 degrees Celsius. Itanagar 27.6 and 14.5. Kohima 13.8 and 6. Imphal 16 and 11.6. Aizawl 18.6 and 8.1. Agartala 27.7 and 16.4, Shillong 14.7 and 6.6, and Gangtok recorded a maximum of 12.7 degrees Celsius, a minimum of 4.9 degrees Celsius.
Before we wind up the bulletin, a recap of the headlines. Prime Minister Modi, Sri Lankan Premier Rajapaksa meet in Delhi, vow to combat terrorism, strengthen bilateral ties. Assam remembers Bir Silarai on his 510th birth anniversary. Chief Minister Sonowal says there's no threat to people's identity. Chief Justice of India advocates law to make mediation mandatory ahead of litigation. Left organizes tribal rally in Tripura against amended Citizenship Act. And in under-19 cricket, Indian Coals set a 178-run target for Bangladesh at Potchefstroom in South Africa. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.